All right, welcome back to another weekly Forexcast. Starting with the dollar index, the US dollar index. We see here on the weekly, with last week being NFP, price started off the week bullish, holding support here. So we see here on the weekly chart, you see these pin bar rejections, these wick rejections, pin pattern from this level of demand. All right, so with this type of pressure on the weekly, I'm still leaning towards this low to hold and us to see a correction up. So if we look at the daily chart, we see here at this level of demand, right? Always looking left to go right. Price had a pin bar rejection here before we went to the upside. All right, now if you look what price did, it formed this bullish engulfing right here, pulled up from there, pulled back, created a higher low, gave us another impulse of correction up. All right. So when NFP was released, price corrected, it pulled back. So this is somewhat of an inverted head and shoulders right here. We got the head of price, right shoulder, left shoulder. All right. So this was NFP. This bearish correction was in the NFP release. So really, as long as price hold, either forming a higher low, holding above this higher low, or really holding above this high or this low, I can still see the dollar correct more. Now, we could see price pull back some more first before that happens. But overall, as long as we hold support, we could see price give us, another correction up, holding support. So with that, if we look at, let's say GU has really been in this range. If we look at it on the weekly chart, price is in a major supply level. All right. Looking right here, you had a lot of selling pressure right there. Even when price came right here, you had a nice rejection from right there. So price pulled back up and you see it form this bearish type spinning top on the weekly. So if you look at the daily, price came to the top of the supply, printed this bearish engulfing shooting star type candle. All right. And then it rejected down to the bottom of this support. And now it's holding and still within this range. So really, for the bigger move, I need to see a direction. All right. Because you see right here, price is just ranging. We're just stuck within this range. So one or two things could happen. We could either see, because you see price came pull back with NFP pulled back, retesting this lower high. All right. So we could see price pull up, still hold this lower high and still correct down. That's a possibility. But really, I would like to see a structure break. So if price comes down and actually breaks this structure, then I would look for some type of correction or pullback and look to take this down lower there. All right. But if price continues to say correct and then pull up, breaking structure, that means price can go higher. So really, I would like to see how this daily candle close Monday and see how we develop going into Monday evening, going into London session on Tuesday. All right. Let's look at GJ. So looking at GJ, price has been in the uptrend, clearly. If you look at the weekly, look at the daily, price has been in this uptrend, but we're at this major level of supply. Looking to the left, this is the highest GJ has been in since early 2018. All right. So it's been over 3 years. This is the highest it's been in over 3 years, about 3 years, actually. So if we look at this on the daily, what price did, we actually came up. Hold on one second. So we look at the daily chart, we have a bearish engulfing. All right. With this right here, I was expecting price. After price continued this uptrend on the daily, you see we broke above structure, pull back, retest, continued up, pull back. Now we're retesting a previous structure high. All right. So I was looking for this to probably give us one more wave up before any big reversal. But looking at this on the daily with the bearish engulfing, price could start to roll over some from here. So this is one or two scenarios I can see playing out, because we can see this right here. Price actually pulled up after price had this breakdown. It found support right here. I was expecting buys on this retest. It continued up. But from there, we had a rejection, strong rejection down. So looking at this on a 4 hour, all right, we got this bearish engulfing evening star type rejection. So if price pulls up, let's say going into Monday, price pull up in here, right, in this lower high type area and hold and give us a rejection, we could see it roll over from there. All right, that's a possibility. But if price If price was to come up and actually break this lower high, all right, then I would say look for buy opportunities on a pullback. All right, but I think we are due for some type of correction on GJ, but we just have to wait and see. So it's either I would say look for a pullback and a rejection at that lower high structure, or we can wait for price to break this structure low. And if that happens, closing below 150, I will look for my sell opportunities on a pullback or retest, looking to take this down further towards this lower high structure. From a long-term perspective, though, for structure really to be broke, like on a daily, weekly type perspective, we would need to see price come down and break that higher low. So if price comes down and break that higher low, then that means the bigger reversal was in. All right, so these are pullbacks. We could see even bigger corrections down towards 150. All right. So I'm looking more intraday, but from the longer term perspective, once this higher low structure is broken, then that's a sign that we definitely could be reversing big to the downside. All right, so looking at EURUSD, similar to GJ, this is in a major level of supply. So this is the highest GJ has been, again, since late 2018. So it's been almost 3 years for this one, about 3 years, basically. We had a big sell-off. All right, so looking at where we're at now, price did slightly break above. Now, this could be a false breakout. Just because they broke and closed above doesn't mean it's going to hold. So now this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the daily. It's been in this uptrend. Price created a higher high. So now we're retesting a level of higher low structure. So this is how I look at, okay, we could possibly reverse. Now, price could hold here. We could hold support here and just continue to rise. If that happens, then, you know, the trend is still obviously to the upside. And then if that bias happens, then I will expect this to really come all the way back up to this supply level up towards 137.4. All right. But if that doesn't happen, and let's say on a 4-hour perspective or something, we'll see price. Let's say if price maybe pulls back and then actually breaks this higher low structure. If price breaks this higher low structure, then that's a sign that we are reversing. All right, so we could see some type of reversal. So I would look at it like that. If price comes here, breaks this structure, I would look for my opportunities on a pullback or maybe even a retest of that higher low structure and look to take it down further. All right, and maybe this could give us a bigger rollover down towards my daily trend line. GBPNZD, GN, we back at a level of supply. All right, looking to the left, looking at the daily chart, big sellers right here. Price came right back up here when it visit that same level of sellers. It gave us the price action, reversed, rolled over again. Came up here another time, rolled over again. So this is obviously a key level of sellers that it's been respecting for a while. All right, so price came up Thursday, Friday, and gave us another bearish rejection, as you see here. All right, so if we go down to like the 4-hour, I would have liked to see more of a pullback here, but you see price is still bearish. The last 3 4-hour candles has been straight sales. This 4-hour candle right here is showing bearish too. So with this, I was expecting this on this pullback to come down or retest this structure here, which is roughly around 1.96 psychological structure. All right, so really still on at the same time, if we get any pullback here, if price was to give us a pullback, I would look for sales on those pullbacks. All right, look for sell on a pullback opportunity. Or right here, with this being previous structure, higher high, the price just continues to break down. You know, whenever it gives you some type of corrective move on that corrective or bearish flag opportunity, just look for that continuation. All right, but let's say after this 4-hour candle close, price pulls up and gives you a nice pullback. On that pullback opportunity, it could be a nice opportunity for the sell. All right, so looking at EURUSD. EURUSD is going to move. It has a lot to do with what the dollar is going to do. If we look at this on the weekly chart, price came up to this level, previous level of supply, where we had a nice sell-off, and it's given us some type of rejection from this level. It's showing signs of potential of price potentially respecting this level. All right, so if we look at this on a daily time frame, where price did It came up, printed this bearish engulfing candle at the level of resistance, pulled down, gave us a correction up, rejected again, and rolled over. All right, so it gave us a nice rollover. And now what price is doing is pulling back. So from a textbook perspective, this looks good to me. Like this is usually what I look for. So if the dollar continues to give us that strength, like say dollar corrects to how your USD is correcting, and it starts to give us those bulls coming in, I expect this pullback on Euro USD to roll over as well. It could hold here and just roll over. All right, but at the same time, this could pull up a little higher first and then give us that rollover. But overall, I'm still leaning towards price to pull. Even price can hold here and just roll over. And, you know, you catch the pullbacks, continue to sell it down, or if price give us a deeper correction up, you know, it could be another opportunity for a lower high sell. All right. So overall, looking at the daily, I mean, we could see this come. If this holds, we could see this come all the way back down towards 1.20 structural support down here. All right, looking at gold. So gold was moving along with the dollar as well. So what price did, price had a nice sharp sell-off. You see, we got this bearish engulfing on the daily, right? Price is now correcting that. It's correcting that bearish engulfing. All right, if we look at the 4-hour chart, we have a head and shoulders pattern. All right, so looking at this, we got the head, we got the right shoulder, we got the left shoulder. So usually once price break that structure, neckline of that head and shoulders, you like to see a retest. So now it's retesting neckline structure. So I would like to see this actually continue to roll over, give us another sell-off. All right, now price could, if it wants, it could, you know, correct a little higher. All right, but I still, after that bearish close on the daily and this type of structure, I would like to see, even if it pulls back a little higher, I think we would get the lower high on this retest here and give us another rollover. All right, so I would look for that on gold. Overall, of course, we're still bullish, but this could start to give us that nice correction down. All right. Also, right here, we see we got this daily trend line. So if price, let's say price holds on this pullback and it starts to continue and it breaks this trend line, all right, that can mean a bigger correction down. All right, so look for that on gold. And again, that has a lot to do with what the dollar is going to do. If the dollar holds support, then you can expect gold to likely roll over with it, with the strength of the dollar. Looking at GA, GBP, AUD, if we look at this on the weekly, so price was in an uptrend on the weekly, on the daily. We see price, you know, made its way towards this supply level, about 50 pips shy, but it's roughly in the supply level on a weekly. All right, but we're still in an uptrend. So this is how I would trade this. I wouldn't just expect sales because we're in a supply zone. Now, if we look at this in the private Discord, you know, we were able to catch this sell into the buy because I was looking for a corrective sell into the continuation of that trend to the upside. We was able to catch that, which was perfect. So if we look at this right here, price is roughly in this channel right here. We roughly in this channel, still in the uptrend. All right, we got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So this could be a higher low forming for one more wave up. That could potentially happen. Now, in order for me to look for sells in this, I would need to see price come down and break this higher low structure. And then on a pullback or retest, I will look for my continuation down. All right, but if this holds support, you know, this could give you a buy opportunity, show you bullish price action to catch you a move up, maybe up towards A5, then up towards there, it could be nice opportunities for sales. All right, so it's just about taking what the market gives you, and we'll see how price develops going into Monday. All right, looking at USDJPY. So UJ, it's been bullish. I mean, if you're looking at it on a weekly perspective from this low, higher high, correction, continuation up. I believe what we're doing is we're correcting this bullish engulfing candle right here. All right, pulled up. So now we could likely correct more before any continuation up. And I believe that has to do with the dollar index. So if we look at this on a daily, we got a bearish engulfing All right. I remember I called this sell on this correction. If you look at this from a daily perspective, you had to move up, higher low formed, move up, higher low, buys opportunities on this higher low, this bullish flag, move up. Then it gave you another bullish wave up. So I believe this is just a correction, most likely, to give you a corrective wave for another bullish wave continuation. All right. So for me, if I'm looking to trade UJ, I would most likely be looking at to catch the buy continuation if we get a deeper correction down. You could even take your fib from this swing low. Oh, my bad. From this swing low of this impulse to this high, look for price to correct down towards probably around a 78.6 would be nice. You know, if price comes down there, starts to hold something around along these lines, you know, we could look for continuation up for price to complete out at this resistance, forming a higher high, retesting this supply level to the left. All right. And last, Euro NZD. So Euro NZD is actually moving similar to GBPNZD. So we're looking at this from a daily perspective. This is a range right here. All right, but it's still money to be made within this range. All right, when price formed support right here, I sent this out. I was expecting this to continue up. Gave you a bullish engulfing on the daily, rejecting my trend line, my daily trend line, as well as finding structural support right here. And that was a sign that we're going to continue to the upside. So that's what price did. Now we came back to this level of resistance. And you see now we're rejecting. To me, this looks, it's not perfect. This looks somewhat like of a railroad reversal on the daily. So for me, I'm still definitely bearish, expecting this to continue to sell off on Euro NZD. I would like, I would love to see some type of pullback opportunity, but right now you see it's just straight sells, straight bears right here. So you can even take a trend line right here. Yeah, price is just selling off. I wouldn't be chasing price right here. Now, if price decides to give us some type of correction, a pullback, don't know that pullback opportunity, I would say then look for your continuation sell. Because it's the 4-hour chart, price just been straight dropping for the most part. This is almost 150 pips right here about. All right. So what I would say, see if price want to give you a correction. Right now it's just it's still real bearish. Look at this type of price action. So if this just continue down, wait for some type of correction opportunity before you look for your sell. All right. So those are all the pairs on the watch list for this week. If you're in a private Discord, I will be keeping you up to date if I see any signal opportunities. I will let you all know we was able to catch over 300 pips last week. So if you're in a private Discord, make sure you keep your notifications on. All right. You don't want to miss out on any opportunities we have for the week. See y'all in the next session.